Evening all, I feel a Revid coming on.
Amazing.
And Amazing Stories is another one from Spielberg's House of Hits. It consists of 3 stories. Here's one about an actor trapped in a mummy suit and a bad case of mistaken identity.
I'm telling you, Willie Joe, this ain't right. Lynching ain't for mummies. Lynching's for rustlers.
Lynching's for everybody.
He's the real mummy. Look behind you. There's the real mummy. Dummies. Oh, great. Now he's gone.
Look at him now. Teach you to mess with decent, clean country folk.
Oh, you're a bunch of rednecks.
Well, boys, what do you say?
Oh, you got me from New York. I'm not a mummy. I'm a human being.
Unfortunately, I didn't think it was amazing at all. In fact, I thought it was rather stupid. Couldn't decide what it wanted to be, which was the problem, really, with all 3 of the stories. Very confusing. It seemed like a lot of money was spent with little result. Worth checking out, though, if The Twilight Zone isn't available. 14 out of 20. Mummy?
Let's take these one at a time. Spielberg's war story is dramatic and cloyingly sentimental in just about equal proportions. It takes forever to get to the end, which is just stupid enough to make you feel like a sap for sticking with it. 10 out of 20 for that one. Go to the Head of the Class is loud, obvious, clumsy, confusing, and only has Christopher Lloyd to recommend it. Yucca Puck, 7 out of 20 for that one. But the Mummy movie is just terrific. Big funny. Yes, it is. It turns all of the horror movie cliches upside down and then right side up again at a cracking pace that doesn't flag for a second. It's almost a perfect piece of comedy and worth 20 out of 20. But because of the other 2 low scores, this tape averages out at 12.33 recurring out of 20 now.
Are you finished?
Now, yeah.
Right, Mannequin is a fantasy set in an alien department store. Rat Packer Andrew McCarthy plays a mannequin maker who falls in love with one of his creations, who, as in true fairy tale tradition, comes alive.
I must be losing my mind. I guess all artists fall in love with their creations, but you just seem so special.
Ow! Well, roll over Bill Shakespeare. That is the sweetest sentiment these ears have ever heard.
No. I was rehearsing a play.
I always find it best not to explain. It adds a certain mystique to one's reputation.
No. I'm a regular kind of guy, okay?
Don't disappoint me. When you're finished with your conversation, please bring her to window number 3.
Sure, you got it. I'm Jonathan Switcher.
Hollywood. Hollywood Montrose. Woo! Doesn't it just sing?
Oh, it sings, yeah.
I'm a window dresser here. We're going to have fun. I am so glad you're working here.
You are?
Why, of course I am, honey. I never thought they'd hire anyone stranger than me.
If I was sweet 16, never been kissed, and a fan of those photo love magazines like John, I'm sure I'd love this, but unfortunately I'm not. I'm 25, I'm married with 3 kids, and I've got a dog with a bad case of halitosis. Hi, Rover. I personally found this to be on the wrong side of Ricky Doodlers, but it did have one redeeming factor, notably the female George Burns lookalike from the Golden Girls, Sophia. A bubblegum movie for all you guys out there with teething problems. 10 out of 20.
Who's your friend? I think they're aiming at a revival of 30s screwball comedies, and all the way through, I couldn't help wondering how much funnier and more sophisticated this story might have been if it had been made 50 years ago with, say, Tracy and Hepburn instead of McCarthy and Cattrall. The gags are obvious and ordinary, the emotional content is synthetic and shoveled into this turkey like sage and onion stuffing. Forget it. Watch I Dream of Jeannie instead. 10 out of 20.
And so to the totally Marvy Little Shop of Horrors, the film based on the smash hit musical about a man-eating plant.
Oh boy, here we go again.
Come on, I haven't got much left. Just give me a few days to heal, okay? Then we'll start again on the left hand and...
Me.
I beg your pardon?
Feed me.
Tui, you talked. You opened your trap. You sing and you
Feed
said...
me, Carbon. Feed me now.
I can't.
I'm starving.
Look, maybe I can squeeze a little more out of this one.
More.
There isn't any more. What do you want me to do, slit my wrists? Oh, boy. Look, I got an idea. I'm gonna go down to Schmendrick's and pick you up some nice chopped sirloin.
Must be blood.
Tui, that's disgusting.
Must be fresh.
I don't want to hear this.
Feed me.
Does it have to be human?
Feed me.
Does it have to be mine?
Feed me.
Where am I supposed to get it?
Feed me, Seymour. Feed me all night long. That's right, boy. You can do it. Feed me, Seymour. Feed me all night long. 'Cause if you feed me, Seymour, I can grow up big and strong.
You eat blood, Audrey, too. Let's face it. How am I supposed to keep on feeding you? Kill people?
I make it worth your while.
The Green Mean Mother from Outer Space in action there. Now, having seen the stage version and been totally wowed, I was expecting a lot, and I'm glad to say, thrilled even, that this boy wasn't disappointed. It's a colourful, dare I say camp, I've said it, romp, featuring boner performances all round. Special mentions for the scene-stealing Steve Martin as the sadistic dentist and the hysterical Bill Murray as the masochistic dental patient. In actual fact, the cameos do tend to take over a little bit. That's the film's only minus. The songs throughout are all real sing-alongers, which is a rarity these days, my favourite being Suddenly Seymour. All in all, not to be missed, so take a stroll down Skid Row pronto. I'm going the whole way, 20 out of 20. How far are you going?
I'm going halfway. If you know and love the original made by Roger Corman about 25 years ago, by the way, that's also out on video. This version may seem a little, well, fake, and that isn't so much a problem of the movie, but of the stage musical it's based on. Cashing in on 60s camp, I call it. But the performances are fine, especially Rick Moranis and the many hands responsible for bringing Audrey 2 to life. Ellen Green's mincing and her squeaky Axl voice had me reaching for the rotten fruit, but I restrained myself, having far too much respect for rented appliances. Anyhow, it doesn't require a lot of concentration, and it's about as original as a movie based on a stage musical based on a movie can be, but worth 12 out of 20.
Finally, Tough Guys. It's the story of two old-time train robbers, played by Burt Lancaster and Kirk Douglas, who were released from prison after 30 years. Here we see them being released back into modern America.
First thing I want to do is to walk on grass. Then I'm going to sit under a tree and listen to a bird sing.
I want to go through a door without hearing bells going off.
I want to eat good food, drink fine wine, by myself, not with 100 other guys.
I want to try chicken McNuggets. Harry, I want to hold a woman for about 5 years.
Long. Hurry up, table 5 needs clearing.
Hey, can I get a steak knife over here?
Steak knife, right away.
Excuse me, I could use some water. You know, H2O, if it's not too much trouble.
Coming right up.
Yo, Pops, how about that bread we ordered about 20 minutes ago, huh? Chop, chop.
I get it.
Right. Where'd they dig this guy up? Huh.
Have you cleared table 5 yet? I got people waiting.
I was just getting to it.
Well, then come on, let's move it, move it. This is not a rest home. You got a job to do.
Yes, ma'am. Here's your bread.
It's about tough.
H2O, madame. Here's your steak knife, sir. Clearing table number 5. Anybody else want anything?
Oh, he showed them. I kept expecting Kirk Douglas to stand up and shout, "I'm Spartacus!" It's a film about two old lags who decide to steal the train they used to rob. The action is never convincing or particularly exciting. The gags, which are very much of the wise old con, teaching the young kids new tricks, didn't work for me, maybe because the film simply isn't that funny. Disappointing, 1 for Grandma and Grandad, 11 out of 20. Mr. Fink, finally.
Thank you. If the police are as incompetent as this film suggests, then it's small wonder more people don't rob trains in America. I guess the producers felt Get two old actors, make a buddy-buddy movie, make jokes about punks, street gangs, and idealistic parole officers, and you'll end up with a movie that just can't fail. Well, strange as it may sound, it fails. Helicopters chasing trains may look great in a script in need of dramatic tension. On screen, it looks like an episode of The A-Team. The only exception being that The A-Team is probably funnier. Like Gary said, I think one for the old folks who are stay-ins. 12 out of 20.
The Crowley Cracker, Little Shop of Horrors. See it.
But by .33 recurring, it's amazing stories for me.
Until next week, it's goodbye from me.
And goodbye from him.
Bye-bye.